Yo, what is up everyone? Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes video, and today I'm going to be ranking all the Resplendent heroes that were released this year in 2021 of Fire Emblem Heroes. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun to make this ranking video, my personal ranking of all the Resplendent heroes, and this year has definitely been interesting, for sure. With Resplendents, the second year of FEH, I did make a video ranking them from last year, so you can check that out if you want. Although I kind of cringed at that video for two reasons. One, it was when I was starting to really make Fae videos for this channel, and two, some of my opinions on that video have changed over time because, you know, opinions change. So I've kind of warmed up to some certain art over time. So if I could redo that video, I would change some things. But here we are for the second year of FEH with a new batch of Resplendent, 24 new ones, and yeah, so I thought it'd be just fun to rank them. So before we start, I have to preface this, of course, with every kind of opinion video. This is just my opinion. So this is not based on them as units or their viability or anything. It's just based purely on the art and what I think of it. You know, so if there's a character you really like that I ranked kind of low, please do not take it personal. It's just my opinion. I don't hate the character. It doesn't mean I hate them. I just think the art is not the best. You know, it's just my opinion. So please don't take it personally. I gotta preface that. So yeah, and I don't hate any of the art. As you can see, there's only 4 tier rankings. There's no D or F tier. I don't think anyone's art is terrible to the point where I'm going to be like, that is, you know, it's absolutely trash. So I'm not the type to really hate on art like that. So just wanted to preface that before we start. And I've tried to place the Resplendents with the order they were released. So Tiki was the first Resplendent of the year, and Est has been the last one. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Listen to me ramble about this and, you know, just my personal rankings on the Resplendents. And if you want to make your own tier list, you can definitely do so. I'll link this down below in the description. I just made this earlier today. And yeah, follow me on Twitter, by the way. But yeah, you can make your own tier list by just clicking on the link. I'll leave this in the description if you want to make your own. So yeah, let's start with the first Resplendent of the year, which is Resplendent Tiki. So I love Tiki as an Arcanea stan. If you guys didn't know, I love Arcanea, and you know, Tiki is definitely the daughter you got to protect, and she's precious and all. But I don't think her art is the best compared to her regular art, because I tried to compare not only, you know, what my opinion is and what I like, but also you know, how they are compared to the regular version, to the original art. And compared to her regular art, I don't think it's that much of an upgrade. You know, most characters that are going to be in here, I'm not like, yo, that was super amazing art, you know, or I feel like it's not like, it didn't make me think, oh, it's just better than the regular version. So that's what I think of Tiki's art. Not bad, of course. None of these are bad in my opinion, but just not a super duper exciting one. So I'd put Tiki's art in C. That's really all I gotta say about Tiki's. And then next we have Brave Ike. The only Brave Resplendent so far in the game, and when he came out, it was a huge shock, and it was kind of controversial because people were like, what the hell, why are we getting Brave Resplendents? So it was actually kind of funny. Definitely no one expected Brave Ike to get one, so maybe in 2022 we'll get Brave Lynn or Brave Roy and Brave Lucina to get Resplendents, who knows. But I feel like them picking Brave Ike was kind of a move to help free-to-play players, or not free-to-play players, but like beginning players, because obviously you have to pay for Fate Pass to get these, but for, like, you know, beginning players who, you know, carry or use Brave Ike to carry them, because he's a really amazing unit. The +2 stats, even though it doesn't seem like a lot, it can come a long way. I feel like maybe they were trying to help beginner players out, and maybe just trying to boost Brave Ike's, you know, longevity, because even though I still think he's an amazing unit, there's a lot more counters to him and a lot more things that can just kill him. So maybe the Resplendent was to help him as a unit. And I know I said this is not based on unit viability, but this is just my observation from just trying to understand the logic of giving him a Resplendent, you know, because it was definitely a really interesting move to give him a Resplendent. But back to the art perspective of Brave Ike, you know, he has a Nidavellir style, which is really cool. He was the first one, I think, with a Nidavellir style, and I think it's B tier. I don't think, compared to his regular version, it's that much of an upgrade. It's still cool for sure, but his regular version, his Brave version, has, you know, the themes of his dad, and that's, you know, the point of a lot of the Brave heroes, and he kind of throws it away for the Nidavellir style. Not that it's bad, of course. I just prefer his regular version, I'd say. But still not bad, of course, but nothing to make me say it's like, yo, A tier, S tier. So I'd put him in B. So that is Brave Ike. Next, we got Tana. So Princess Tana is the first, I think she was one of the first fairy resplendents of, I'm not even going to try to say it, the Light Fairy Land, you know, where Peony is and stuff. So she got Resplendent, and I think it's A tier. Definitely really adorable. Fits her, you know, princessy style. I mean, a lot of the girls got fairy Resplendents, but hers is definitely one of the best in my opinion. So, but nothing to make it S tier. I think it's just cute and it's pretty solid overall. So that is Tana. Next, we have another princess, Elincia. I really like Elincia, but I would put her art in B tier. The reason being, I don't know, maybe I'm just biased towards Kipu because Kipu drew original Lind and Summer Lind and also drew Elincia. But not saying this is bad, it's definitely cool, and I think it's pretty unique overall for the fairy style, but for the dark fairy style, should I say. But I don't know, I didn't really vibe with it, I guess, compared to some of the other fairy ones like Tana. So I put in B tier. That might be controversial to some, but that is where I put Elincia. Next, we have the meme man Reinhardt. So I'm not a huge Reinhardt guy. I don't really go with all the Reinhardt memes, but I do, you know, his Resplendent is clean. He looks like a clean dude, and it's not bad looking at all, although I think his original art is still pretty good. You know, he looks good in both versions, but again, I'm trying to compare it to the regular art, and I don't think it's a huge upgrade or anything. So I put in B tier. Personally, definitely not bad though. So that is Reinhardt. And then we have another magic user up and coming, which is Micaiah. So Micaiah got the first Hell Resplendent of this year, and she looks amazing. I definitely think it's worthy of S tier. Really, really cool and kind of unexpected. I feel like people don't expect her to get a Hell, or didn't expect her to get a Hell style art for her Resplendent, and she really rocks it really well. Really, really amazing. And it's not like her regular art was bad or anything. It's just this one, I think it's just a direct upgrade. It's really, really cool. So yeah, I would put Micaiah right there. Next, we got Lilina, another mage, so a lot of magic going on right here. And then, yeah, so Lilina, I definitely think it's A tier. Upgrade, definitely an upgrade from her default art. The Muspel style definitely fits her, because of course she's a fire mage, and Muspel is about fire, so definitely really fitting. Really cute, so I think it's A tier for me personally. Not super amazing to where I put it S, but yeah, that's where I put Lilina. S tier for sure, or A tier. And next we have Leaf. Now Leaf, this is kind of controversial maybe, but I would put him in C tier. I don't think his R tier is an upgrade to his regular version. I think his regular version really captures his character the best, and you know what Leaf looks like. And this Niffle style is definitely an interesting take. I feel like he could have looked cooler in a different style. Maybe a Hell style would have been better, maybe Muspel. But they gave him Niffle, which is definitely interesting. I feel like not many dudes get Niffle style. So the fact that he got one, and I don't know, something about it doesn't really vibe with me. So I like his regular version, his regular art more. So I will put Leaf here, C tier with Tiki. Next we have Nino. So she's doing her best, of course, but not good enough for me. So I would put her in B tier. You know, compared to her regular art, it's not that much of a difference in my opinion. Like, she still kind of looks the same. Obviously, she's rocking different clothes and whatnot, but I don't know. Nothing to make me say she's A or S. Kind of B here where everything's okay. You know, not bad, but I don't know. That's where I put Nino. Not really much to say about hers. It's a really simple art style. And next we have Chrom. So Chrom was one of the most awaited Resplendents of this year, and he definitely was worth the wait because his art is really cool. I would put it in S tier. Muspel, a lot of the Muspel arts are really good in my opinion, and definitely his is no exception. So Chrom, you know, especially compared to his original art where he does look kind of weird and off, you know, doesn't look like the Chrom we know. This Chrom looks more like Chrom. So, and the fire and his attacking art is really good. I think it's amazing, and of course the stats really help him, of course. So Chrom overall, Resplendent, just amazing for him. So definitely S tier in my opinion. Next, we have Princess Celica. So Princess Celica, compared to her regular art, I think her regular art's really pretty. And this one is, of course, really pretty. More light fairy stuff, but yeah, I'd put an A tier. Solid A tier, definitely really pretty. I mean, Celica, in my opinion, is one of the most pretty female lords in Fire Emblem. So, of course, her Resplendent would really look good, and it does for sure. Simple fairy style. Not really much to say outside of that. Nothing to make me say S, but, you know, A tier I think is a good placing for her, in my opinion. All right, so next is my boy Merrick. So pretty funny story about Resplendent Merrick, actually. So a few hours before he was announced, I was joking on Twitter that I wanted him to get a Nidavellir style because you can call him Mechrick because, you know, Nidavellir is all the mechs and whatnot. So I think it'd be funny if it was Mechrick, you know, We can call him that. And I didn't think it would actually happen. And then a few hours later, it was announced that it was Nidavellir Merrick. So that was hilarious. A lot of people thought I was a prophet or something. And I'll never, ever call a Resplendent like that again. But yeah, that was a pretty funny moment just getting Nidavellir Merrick. And his style is awesome. His art is awesome. I definitely think it's S tier, definitely one of the best, especially compared to his original art, because his original art, it's not the best, it's not bad in my opinion, but it's definitely nothing to, write home about. And this one, he has his old mage cap back on, which is amazing. Looks like old school Merrick, and it's just, I love it overall. Definitely really, really good fit for him. So that's my boy Merrick, definitely S tier in my opinion. Next, we have Amelia. Definitely one of the more interesting ones because she looks like honestly, she looks, especially on her attacking art, you wouldn't be able to tell sometimes that it was Amelia, So giving her this Jotunheimer art was a really pretty based pick, honestly, because you wouldn't expect her to get this type of style, and she did, and she definitely rocks it really well. So I would put her in A tier. Yeah, so the Jotunheimer style, she just like I said, doesn't even look like Amelia, honestly. Looks like a completely different character. So good for Amelia. She got a good Resplendent and definitely needed the boost. And the art is just completely different than her original version. So that's where I put Amelia. Definitely solid upgrade. Next is Raven. So Raven got the only other Hell Resplendent next to Micaiah this year. And he definitely rocks it really well. I put him in S tier. Definitely looks really, really cool, especially compared to his default art. His default art, I mean, at first, when I first started playing FEH, it was really cool, but eventually I was like, okay, this definitely needs an upgrade. And not that it's bad, of course, but this one is just a complete, just glow up for him. The Hell style, he really rocks it well. It's really fitting for a character like him where he's always mad about stuff. And yeah, so I think Ravens is definitely a good place for S tier. So, and his axe looks really cool. So yeah, overall, Raven definitely got a nice one for Hell style. So next we have Sonya. So Sonya, whatever you call it, she has an amazing one as well. Another S tier one in my opinion. Her Resplendent was a huge boost over her default art, because her default art I felt like tried to do too much with her, and this one definitely captures more of her hotness and her elegance, you know what I mean, to what she looks like in Echoes and Shadows of Elincia. So Sonya's Resplendent for multiple style looks amazing, just amazing. Like the way she's posing, everything about it is just amazing for Sonya. Like I said, captures her style more and what her personality is. So definitely worthy of S tier in my opinion. That is Sonya. And then next we have Tail 2, another mage. Honestly, one of my favorite mages in the series. Might be my third one after Mei and Lin, to be honest. If I had to choose, definitely top 5 or top 10. And when she got a Resplendent, I was really hyped because my Tail 2 merge project was at +9, and then the last copy came in perfectly for me. So, my opinion, hers is also S tier. We're just going on an S tier streak right here. But yeah, so I think Tail 2's is S tier for sure compared to regular art, which some people were saying she kind of had big eyes. This one definitely looks more like Tail 2, and it's just really adorable. So I think Tail 2's is S tier for sure. Definitely needed the boost. And then next we have Smoove. So Smoove, pretty cool art, honestly. And not that his regular version was bad. I kind of liked his regular art, but this one, clear upgrade in my opinion. Solid A tier. Yeah, he just looks more badass, honestly. Overall, just looks more badass. Looks older, honestly. Looks more buff and jacked. Overall, so that's really all I got to say about Souls Resplendent. Definitely really cool. So A tier in my opinion. Next we have Shanna. Shanna, unfortunately, doesn't have one of the better ones in my opinion, even though she's actually one of my favorite Binding Blade characters. I think she's hilarious. My favorite of the Pegasus Knight trio there, but her art, it's very meh. It's not really exciting. It doesn't really add anything new to the table, in my opinion. And I don't know. The Embla style, I don't know. Doesn't do it for me for her. And her regular art, I honestly like more. So that's why I put her in C tier. It's a shame because I do like her and I wanted her to get a Resplendent, but when her Resplendent came out, I wasn't really that excited for it. I was more excited for the stat boost, honestly. But yeah, so that's where I put Shanna. Next, Kagero. Kagero got the Dark Fairy style along with Elincia this year, and I would put hers in S tier. I just really like her. She's got the watermelon thing going on. That's a really weird sentence to say, but yeah, I don't know. She just looks way more amazing than her default art, and I do like Kagero. When I played Fates, I thought she was one of the cooler characters. She doesn't really talk that much. I guess most of the ninjas are quiet, right? But she's not weird like a lot of the characters in Fates. That's why I always like Kagero. And she's a fun unit to use as well. So I'm glad she got a really nice and attractive Resplendent in my opinion. So that is where I put Kagero. Next is Sarah, another S tier in my opinion, because Sarah is one of my other favorite pink-haired Fire Emblem girls along with May. Definitely top 10. And when she got her Resplendent, I was glad because she's never got an alt yet. And I'm glad that the game was actually giving healers Resplendents, because I think, was she the first healer Resplendent? I think she was. Yeah, I think she was. Could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure she was, or at least one of the first healer Resplendents. So the fact that she got one, you know, with the gloves and everything, she looks really cute and just fits her personality, because I think she's hilarious. You know, the annoying, you know, her whole thing with Urk just annoying him. Sarah's hilarious. She's a national treasure in my opinion. So definitely S tier because I was really excited for hers. And yeah, so that's where I play Sarah. Next is Lobster Lord Ryoma. So Ryoma, you know, Ike got his last year, and then his discounter brother Ryoma also got his this year. And unfortunately, I don't really like his art that much. I'd put it in C tier. The reasons being is because his regular art just looks way more cool. And this one, the style for him, Asker, I don't know. I don't think it was the best choice. I personally would have loved to see him in Hell attire, you know, because the dark Hell style would have been cool. Especially the fact that it would look more like his dad, Sumeragi, who has dark armor, or darker armor. So I think that would have been really, really cool pick for Ryoma. But the fact that he's wearing this white, I don't know, there's something wrong about it to me. I wasn't a huge fan of his, so I do have Resplendent Ryoma. I just reverted back to his default art, because his default art just looks sick. He's got his arms crossed and everything. It fits Ryoma. But this one, it looks like he's a completely different dude, and white just doesn't do it for me. So that's just where I put Ryoma, C tier, with these guys. And then the last three Resplendents of the year are all blue, which is pretty funny. So we have Naui. Naui, one of the more controversial ones, because, you know, I mean, she's just a controversial character in general. I tried to avoid Naui talk in general, and the whole, you know, the whole dragon thing in Fire Emblem. I don't know. I do think it's an upgrade. She's got the Muspel style. I do think it's an upgrade, especially to her face, because her default art looked kind of meh to me. So this one makes her more look like Naui. She's got the cute winking expression, but the rest of the body, she's got her whole stomach showing, and I know that's weird for a lot of people, and it is still weird for me, because it's like, I don't know, the whole thing of, you know, I'm 1,000 years old, but I look like a 10-year-old it's always been kind of weird. So, but still though, the art overall, ignoring that, like, I still think it's an upgrade compared to her regular version. So I'd put it in A tier. You can honestly put it here. But I would put it A tier because I think it's a lot more like Naui, at least on the face, compared to her default version, which I thought was kind of boring looking and kind of, I don't know, doesn't even look like Naui. But yeah, so that's why I put Naui A tier. You can honestly put it here. I know that might be a controversial pick, but Naui, I would put her in A tier because I think it looks better overall than the default art. But, you know, I understand why people don't like it because, you know, like I said, the 1,000 years old, but I look like I'm 13 thing is weird. But that's where I put Naui. Again, you can easily put her in B tier, but yeah, so I put her in A. And then Ishtar. Ishtar definitely delivered. Rikazuki, one of the best artists in the game, in my opinion, and definitely delivered because Ishtar has an amazing one. So I put her in easily S tier. I think there's not... Most people would agree with me that she definitely got one of the best. You know, the Thunder Goddess definitely got a godlike Resplendent. And yeah, I mean, I was kind of indifferent to her regular art. I don't think it looked bad, but this one is just elegance and just beauty. It's just beautiful, man. So easily S tier. I think most people can agree with that. That was one of the best for sure. They definitely saved one of the best for last for Ishtar, and so yeah, that is S tier. And the last hero, Est. So if you're wondering why her portrait looks different than everyone else's, slightly different, because I couldn't find a file image of her, so I just cropped an image really quick of myself. But yeah, so Est, the last Resplendent announced for this year. We had to end this year with an Arcania W, which I'm happy about. That's cool. I wanted Catria to get one because she's my favorite White Wing, but I like S2. You know, I like all the White Wings, so not complaining. Hopefully Catria gets one next year. But yeah, so S, the last Resplendent of the year. Definitely, I don't know, it's expected because she was the last one. We've already got a lot of fairy alts, or fairy Resplendents for a lot of the girls. And actually all the fairy ones were for girls this year, so... You know, kind of predictable. Her art is definitely cute and all, but Nothing to make me say S tier. So I put her in A tier because still I think it's an upgrade compared to a regular version, a regular art. So that's where I place S in the A tier. So yeah, that is my tier list for the Resplendent Heroes of 2021. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me ramble. And, you know, again, this is just my opinion. So if you don't like that I put Ryoma down there or some other character, please don't take it personally. It's just my opinion on the art. And it doesn't mean I hate them or anything. So, you know, everybody's opinions are going to be different. And because, you know, art is subjective. So I hope you understand that. And it was fun to rank these. Yeah, so I'm hoping next year has a lot of cool Resplendents. Definitely a lot. There's still so many characters that deserve Resplendents, and there's a lot of potential for really cool ones. There's just so many characters I want to get Resplendents. There's Church, there's Sheena, my boy Roderick. There's a lot of characters I hope get Resplendents. And, you know, next year we might get even more Brave heroes. Who knows? Because Brave Ike, you know, set the precedent. So maybe we'll get Brave Lynn or something. Or no, some other Brave hero that isn't from year one. Who knows what kind of surprises will be in store for next year. But yeah, so the rundown overall this year though, so we had from going to Asker all the way down to Jotunheimer. So we had 2 from Asker, so Ryoma and Reinhardt. We had 4 from Embla, that's Tiki, Nino, Tail2, and Shanna. We had 2 from Niffle, Leaf, and Sarah. We had 4 from Muspel, which I think is deserving because Muspel, in my opinion, had some of the best ones. Lalina, Chrom, Sonya, and Naui. We had 2 from Hell, which definitely could have used more. Again, I wish Ryoma got a style like that. A dark style would have been cool. But the 2 from Hell this year are Micaiah and Raven. Next, we have the Fairyland for the Light Fairies, Tana, Celica, and S. That's 3 of them. And then from the Dark Fairyland, we have 2, Elincia and Kagero. Nidavellir, 3 of them, Brave Ike, Merrick, and Sode. And then Jotunheimer with Amelia and Ishtar. So overall, the distribution across the Fire Emblem Heroes worlds, it's not bad, you know. You'd think maybe one world would have like 6 and another one would only have like 2, but the max is 4, and that's Muspel and Embla. And honestly, I think Embla needs to not have as many because, I mean, Shanna's Resplendent was kind of a letdown in my opinion. I don't know. They need to be more pizzazz with it, you know what I mean? I feel because 2 of the Embla ones here, Tiki and Shanna's, were not the best in my opinion. But so hopefully next year we get more Hell designs, maybe some more Niffle designs. I think Niffle, even though I didn't really like Leafs that much, you know, has some untapped potential. I just hope they're more creative with stuff. But I mean, overall this year was still really good, even despite, you know, my gripes with it. I think it was overall really good because I mean, look, a lot of them here out of the 24, a lot of them are in S tier. So yeah, so I really like their Resplendents this year overall. It's just I wish a few of them were more creative. So yeah, S tier, the best of the best in my opinion, the most amazing ones. A tier, really solid, still really awesome. B tier, okay, you know, kind of indifferent to them. And then C tier, meh. So that's my rankings. And I'm hoping next year my girl May gets a Resplendent, or Bowie. That would be really cute. And then if May gets one, then that means my top 3 favorite Fire Emblem characters will all have Resplendents. So Marth, Lind, and May. So that'd be kind of cool. So excited to see what next year will have in store. And also interestingly, there's 24 Resplendents this year, and only 8 of them are dudes, which is not that surprising, I guess, right? But only 8 of them, which is Chrom, Raven, Merrick, if I'm counting that right. So Chrom, Merrick, Raven, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, only 8 of them out of the 24 are dudes, which again makes sense. But maybe next year we'll get some more dudes. Who would be a good male Resplendent? A Matthew would be cool. I mentioned Roderick earlier. Roderick, Matthew. There's a lot. There's just so many units that could use Resplendent for sure. Alright, so that's basically it. Gonna wrap up here. Thank you guys for watching. If you listen to this whole thing, I love you, and I appreciate all the support. Leave it a like if you enjoyed. Again, if you want to make your own tier list for your Resplendent, your personal ranking of the Resplendent, you can. I'm going to leave this in the description for the tier list I made. And follow me on Twitter, by the way. I talk about Faye and, you know, just gaming in general. Join my Discord if you want. It's going to be in the description as well. And yeah, so subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate all the support, guys. Please stay safe out there. Happy New Year. And yeah, have a good one.